we got to dive into your favorite sport. You see it on the screen right now. We are talking all things NBA. And when the Kevin Durant trade went down, you texted me and told me you thought the Suns are going to walk away this year. CP0 no more. The Suns are going to be NBA champions. I'm going to let you explain yourself.
Okay, and I know Brandon's take on this. Anyone who listens to Brandon's world knows Brandon's take on this situation. But you guys, Brandon is a very personal friend of mine. I've known this man for 9 years now, 8 years,
Probably 7.
7, 8, something like that.
2015-ish, something like that, yeah.
That's crazy. But this man knows how invested I could get in a team. I will fight for a team. I will scratch for a team. I will claw for a team. He knows. I did it with the Rams when the Rams won the Super Bowl. I did it with the Lions for years, and I'm still doing it. I'm rocking with the Lions. But this Phoenix Suns team right here, on paper, is insane. This Suns team has Devin Booker, incredible scorer. Kevin Durant, best player in the league probably, or one of them, top 5. Chris Paul, who, yes, you could say he's old, but he could still pass the ball like no other. And I know you have to be deep in the NBA, but this team has potential to put up so many points and be so offensively dominant that I don't think anyone else in the West could even touch them.
Wow, not even touch them. That's an interesting phrase. So I said this when the trade happened, and Jalen, I'm gonna take you back to the Brooklyn days because before I get my thoughts on Phoenix, I want to say this first. Last year, when it came out that Kevin Durant wanted the trade from Brooklyn, I said, Brooklyn, you better not trade him. And I'm glad they didn't at that time. And by the way, if I was Brooklyn, I still would have not traded Kevin Durant, even if I would have traded Kyrie Irving. Because I believe you have one of the best players on the planet. Oh, as I knock down my webcam here, folks, because I'm getting so excited. Kevin Durant being traded in Brooklyn, going to Phoenix. I believe that if you have one of the top players in the NBA, you do not trade him, and that is what Brooklyn did sending him to Phoenix. I would have not made the move. But I agree with you. If they are healthy, which is the key, because Kevin Durant has had injuries, Chris Paul has had injuries, they can be lethal. I don't trust Devin Booker on the stage, the biggest stage. I said it in the 2021 NBA Finals when they went up against Milwaukee. I think the West is very interesting because I think you have the Suns who could definitely win the championship. As you know, I still really like Golden State if they're healthy, and that's the key with them. If they're healthy, because Curry and Clay and Draymond, and, outside of Jordan Poole, they're getting a little bit older, but they have depth, and if they're healthy, they're going to be right there. The Clippers, if Kawhi Leonard and Paul George both play, that is a very dangerous team. Memphis is young and dangerous, though. Again, have they been in that spot in that stage? No. The Lakers aren't a very good team, but if they somehow sneak in, you always got LeBron James there. I'm not the biggest fan of Denver and Nikola Jokic. But I think I look at the West right now. I don't think it's a slam dunk. I think it is. Suns are in there for sure, but I think you got to put the Clippers and Golden State there. If all 3 teams are healthy, I give a slight advantage to Phoenix with Golden State in second, Clippers third. But that experience and depth that Golden State has, I know Durant's going to be motivated to beat them. But, man, would I love to see a Phoenix Golden State Western Conference final.
Oh, I would too. I would kill for that. Kevin Durant facing the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals once again. Oh, it'd be great.
So Jalen, we went to war with that team, and I have called Steph Curry Chicken Curry. I have my good friend that I used to talk to, ILYSBG. He photoshopped me a Steph Curry in a chicken costume logo. You know the Cavs' history with Golden State, and you know how much we tend to dislike Golden State, and I've agreed to all of that. But as the Cavs have not battled Golden State the last couple of seasons in the finals, I give Golden State a little bit of respect. As much as we don't like Draymond and Steph can be annoying, and they can all be annoying, right? But also, it is very hard to go to 6 NBA finals in the span that they have done.
Jordan did it. Jordan went 6-0. Okay,
your boy. Who is your profile picture? I understand Michael Jordan went 6-0 in the finals. Yeah, he also never faced a team like LeBron did in that Golden State team.
Oh, give me a break.
I know. Your boy, Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Greatest player to ever lace up a pair of shoes, but that's not why we're here, Brandon.
So, okay, let me ask you this. LeBron, all-time NBA scoring leader, the GOAT, in my opinion. I know not in your opinion. But I do believe, like, and I said this, Jay, and I think you agree with me on this, LeBron's best attribute is passing. We never thought he'd be the all-time leading scorer. That is an achievement that I believe helps him longevity-wise. And again, I'm not going to get into the GOAT debate today, but I do believe this. As more time passes, people are going to start talking about LeBron, that he is the GOAT over Michael Jordan, as more people have stopped watching Michael Jordan. But in 20 years, people are going to start talking about somebody else and not talking about LeBron, because the people won't be able to watch LeBron. Which, by the way, for the record, and I've been on record on this, the next LeBron, the next Michael Jordan, the next great person in the NBA, Jalen, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's from France, and he's coming out number 1 overall in this NBA draft. His name is Victor Wembanyama. If you haven't seen him, go on YouTube and watch his highlights of this dude is the real thing.
Brandon, I am actually very, very intrigued now, because you're saying a France ball player is going to be the next Michael Jordan.
Victor Wembanyama. Jalen, he is 7'3", I believe. He's at least 7'3". Victor Wembanyama. Here you go. Okay, are you ready? He is a 7'2", 230-pound, 19-year-old man. Just turned 19 in January. Jalen, this kid is Giannis with a 3 right now. Remember, it took Giannis 7 years to develop? This kid is what we think of Giannis today, with already a better shot and more explosive.
And this kid's in college. He's playing college ball right now.
No, he's not in college. He's playing professionally in France.
So on this day, February 19th, 2023, Brandon Lewis is going on record now.
Oh, no, I went on record in last week, 2 weeks ago. So let's say early February. Victor Wembanyama. Listen, we all thought it was Ben Simmons. He can't shoot. Screw Ben Simmons. We all thought it was Zion Williamson. He can't stay healthy, okay? Victor Wembanyama. If this kid, barring any setback of injury, this dude is the next game-changing player. That's why you're seeing all these NBA teams like the Wizards and the Hornets and the Pistons, the Rockets. They're all tanking to get this once-in-a-generational player.
I'm excited now. I directly after we're done with these recordings, I'm going to watch this kid's highlights. I will dissect his game. I will text you and I will give you the ultimate word on it. Because you said this kid is Giannis with a 3. If he is Giannis with a 3, we're in trouble. This entire league is in trouble.
I believe he will be a top 20 to 15 player next season in the NBA.
Would this be his rookie year then?
This will be his rookie year.
And you're saying he's already going to be top 15?
Easily. He could crack the top 10 by the end of the year.
Oh, boy, this kid's got some skill on him, eh?
Victor Wembanyama is going to be special. I mean, you think about the top 10 players right now in the NBA. Jokic, Giannis, um, KD,
Braun,
LeBron, probably
Luca.
Kawhi still in there, maybe Joel Embiid,
Luca's in
Luca,
there.
obviously. So there's potential there. I believe. I'm going to ask you about the East as we sort of wrap up our NBA talk. Two questions about the East. Jalen, about our hometown Cleveland Cavaliers. I can't figure this team out. Donovan Mitchell's really special. There's some nights where they can dominate and they look really good and they look like they're a top four team in the East. Some nights they look like they're not even a playing tournament team. And I am worried that we don't have a lot of depth. We just got rid of Kevin Love. God bless Kevin Love for giving us the 2016 NBA championship. But I don't know about this team. I mean, I think with Brooklyn being bad now, with the ceiling is going to be a top four seed in the East. But I don't know if they can win a playoff series or not, man. It's like they're a very weird team.
I agree. I think we go out sometimes and when everybody's hot, this team. When Jetty Osman giving you 27 and Donovan Mitchell's at 40 and DG's at 10 and 20 and Karis LeVert's hitting his shots, this team, and I've went on record. I've went on record. This team could be a second seed.
Yep,
Oh,
I said it. Preseason, I said the Cavs will be the second seed in the East.
now, Boston, Milwaukee, yes, tough teams, but we took Boston to overtime twice, beat them twice. So there's your series. There you're up 2-0, and if we're playing Boston, we're up 2-0 in that point, and we took it. We took if this is series, we're in Boston both times. There's your 2-0 lead. Going back home, beat them in the TD Garden twice. Going back home to Cleveland. This a lot of people don't understand what sports means to Cleveland. Now you could say, Foxborough when with Brady or Michael in Chicago. No, this city is a working class city, and all this brings us together every single year is the Cavs and the Indians, or sorry, the Guardians. But the Cavs and the Indians and the Browns bring some sort of electricity to everybody around the city. If we make this team, if we could just figure out the holes that we need to cover, which we did, got Danny Green, and a lot of people said, "Oh, why Danny Green?" Well, Danny Green can still shoot. I know he's not going to give you 20 to 30 minutes, 30 minutes a game, obviously. But if you're down 6 with 4 minutes to go, throw Danny Green in there. Let him chuck up a few. He'll give you what, 12 points off the bench.
I mean, all Danny Green needs to provide is 6 to 8 points a game for when Garland and Mitchell are both on the bench. Because the Cavs have no bench. That's their biggest problem.
Jetty Osman, though. This man, I am on the Jetty train. I have been on the Jetty train since day one. I was sitting, if you guys don't know what Youth Challenge is, great program. I was sitting on the Youth Challenge bus, and we just signed Jetty Osman, and I was on it. I was already there. I followed him. He was already locked in as my favorite player at the time. Jetty Osman will always hold a special, special spot in my heart.
Yeah, Jetty's back and forth with me. There's some nights I love Jetty. There's some nights I hate Jetty. Same thing with Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert drives me nuts. He's a really good scorer, but he doesn't pass the ball.
He dribbles really awkwardly too.
Yeah. Okay, so on that subject though, I took a look at the East, and between Philly, Milwaukee and Boston. Like Boston, I don't fear. You know how I feel about Jason Tatum. I don't think he's that guy yet. I don't think he's a dog yet. I think Jalen Brown was the best player on that team in the finals. Philly, I don't trust in the postseason as great as Joel Embiid is. So I think Milwaukee is your most realistic threat for the Cavs. Like I think Milwaukee, when healthy, Middleton and Holiday and Giannis, they're the best team in the East. They should get back to the finals. But there's a scenario where it's like the Cavs could be out in the first round. They can also make the conference finals.
And we're not used to that as Cleveland fans. You've said this before. We either suck or we go to the finals. There's no in between here. So this is something new for Cavs fans because when LeBron came back, we steamrolled the East. No problem. When LeBron left, we sucked. Now we're at this point where we're good, but are we that good? This is the ultimate test.
And it's the hardest place to be in the NBA, Jalen. I've told you this for years. If you're a 5 or a 6 or a 4 seed, like arguably you would rather be bad and try to get a top pick than be like, the Pacers every year, or, one of those teams that are just like, yeah, we're good being the 6 seed every year. It's like you're going nowhere. You're not getting worse. You're not getting better. It's like it's awful.
Yeah, it's bad. But you want my honest take on this?
Go ahead.
Mark this down. I think we are going to the conference finals next year.
Okay, so not this year.
I think this team needs a little bit more time to gel.
I agree.
I think Donovan Mitchell will be amazing this year. I think this team was amazing this year. I think they lived up to maybe not all the way, but majority of the hype they were getting, they lived up to it. They had some sloppy games, but that's just the game of basketball. That is, you live and you learn from those mistakes. But next year, Brandon, when I tell you this team has a full offseason to gel and bond, and this team will be a top 2 team in the East.
Is JB Bickerstaff the right coach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not so sure about that. That's not the problem.
Listen, I've listened to you and I've listened to Joey all this time. JB. His rotations, they're not great. But this man knows how to get a team involved and how to get a team bonded with each other. That's what we need. This is the time when we don't have that all-star, like that great all-star, like a LeBron or Kyrie, we need everybody to get along. This team isn't just a 2-man show or a 3-man show like it was in 2016. Not saying that J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert and Tristan didn't do their part, because they did. God bless those guys. And Kevin Love. They greatest time of my life. Anyway, this is where all 5 guys on the floor, they need to step up and they need to get along and they need to form this chemistry. This is a 5-man team, I like to call it. This isn't your Golden State where it's Draymond, Steph, and Clay. This is your 5-man, everybody has to contribute to win team. Is that a bad thing? No. Is it going to take some work, some gelling? Yes. Is JB the right guy? Maybe not, but for now I think so.